Here are 22 tips and tricks that I wish I knew when I started Rune Factory 5. Hey everyone, it is Ashley, the other half of Our Radiant Gaming, and let's get started with these tips and tricks. My very first tip is turning off the farm camera. So when you first start the game is automatically set with the farm camera on. For me personally, with the farm camera on, it makes it more like a top-down game when you go on the farm, and that was just pretty confusing for me, so just turn it off and it'll make your life easier. My second tip is another one in the settings. It is turn off voices. You may have noticed that every time you do literally anything in this game, you will hear watering time or I hope it comes out okay over and over and over. You can turn that off by going into your settings, going to the voices and turning it all the way down from 100 to 0. You're welcome. Number 3 is my last tip in the settings. It is turning off dynamic resolution. If you've been experiencing the game lagging at all, you can go into your settings and turn off dynamic resolution and it will help some. Not a crazy amount, but it does help some. Tip number 4 is almost infinite wood and stone. I say almost because it takes a little bit of energy to do this, so you can't just continuously do it without infinite energy, but if you had infinite energy, it would be infinite wood and stone. So once you acquire the farm dragon, teleport up to it. Hit every stump that doesn't have an X in it and every silver stone 8 times. After you hit them 8 times, leave the farm dragon, you can teleport back up to it, hit them 8 more times, and you just do this over and over and over until you run out of energy. And if you run out of energy, you can just go take a bath or eat some food. So you can just keep doing this over and over and over until you get as many wood and stone as you need. Be careful not to hit them 9 times because if you hit them 9 times, they do break. Tip number 5 is do not rush and buy all the equipment. As you go through the story and do requests, you will get every tool you need except clippers. So don't rush and buy a hammer like I did when literally the next request I got was for a hammer and I got one for free. So I had 2 hammers and I was like, why did I just spend the gil to get this hammer when I could get it in a request? So don't rush and buy equipment, just wait for it in the request. Tip number 6 is take your villagers out with the companion crest. For this one, you have to complete 3 wanted monsters quest, but then after you complete the 3 wanted monsters quest, you get a companion crest, which means you can take villagers out on an adventure without having them at 3 hearts friendship. So it's definitely worth it to do the 3 wanted monsters quest in my opinion. Make sure you equip the companion crest because without equipping it, it will not work. Number 7 is continuing the last tip. It is adventuring with Elsje. I do not know how to say her name, so we're going to call her Elsje. A way to make really quick money is to adventure with Elsje. She will throw food at you whenever you're getting hit, and sometimes some of the food she throws can be worth a lot of gil. Make sure you dodge it when she throws it at you or your character will eat it, but sometimes she throws royal curry, which can sell up to 500,000 gil. Literally the first time I did this for the video, she ended up throwing me a royal curry the first thing and I sold it for 500,000 gil. Such easy money. Tip number 8 is be sure to buy recipe bread every single day. You can only get 3 types of recipe bread every single day, 2 from the bakery and 1 from the restaurant. The 1 from the restaurant is cooking bread and the 2 from the bakery can be any kind you want. The type of bread you eat determines what you learn from it. And if you do eat a recipe bread and you don't learn anything, you just need to level up before you eat it again. It will stay in your inventory if you don't learn anything from it. Tip number 9 is pickled turnips. Yes, pickled turnips. That is the tip. If you don't know how to make pickled turnips, all you have to do is take one, put it on the cooking table, start the recipe, and there you have it, a pickled turnip. Super easy. And pickled turnips are great because every villager likes them, except for Fuka. So you can make a ton of these and give them to all the villagers every single day. Super easy to make, and your friendship level will go up so fast, except for Fuka. Don't give them to Fuka. Tip number 10 is throwing failed dishes at enemies. So failed dishes are literally just that. Failed dishes. You can literally put weeds into the cooking table and make them. They're super easy to make, and the reason you would want to make failed dishes is because you can throw them at stronger enemies, like enemies that have a red name, and it will slowly kill them if you throw a few at them. So super easy to kill enemies. I used failed dishes a lot for my wanted monsters when I was not a high enough level to kill them, but it still came in handy to have failed dishes and kill them early on in the game. Tip number 11 is throwing Object X at enemies. So Object X is is the same as failed dishes, except you make it by failing something on the chemistry table instead of the cooking table. Object X actually poisons them, so it does do a little bit more damage than failed dishes, so I do prefer Object X over failed dishes, but both do work. Know that neither failed dishes or Object X will work on bosses, so please do not try them on bosses. They will not work. Tip number 12 is you get free baths before level 20. So the bath is in the inn that's open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. When you take a bath, it literally restores everything, you all. Taking a bath is actually free until you rank up. So this is actually awesome because it's free for that long and you can get your bathing level up pretty quickly if you use them before you get to level 20. Tip number 13 is move the furniture in your house before buying any. When you start your game, your dresser is actually in the spot that it will ship to if you buy furniture. Why they didn't tell you that, I don't know, but yes, you have to move your dresser if you want to buy any furniture and get it shipped to your house. Just pick it up and move it anywhere else, and there you have it. Tip number 14 is giving villagers 5 gifts to get one in return. So the pickled turnips actually come in handy with this. They are considered a homemade gift. So when you give a villager 5 homemade gifts, they will give you a gift back in return. You can either give them 1 a day and get them up to 5 organically, and then they'll give you a gift. Or you can spam 5 homemade gifts in 1 day if you want to do that, and you can get your gift that way. Either way, I like to span it out within 5 days. That way I'm not wasting gifts. But sometimes if I really want to try to get something from a villager, I will give them 5 gifts in a day. So tip number 15 is holding A to harvest quickly, you all. I did not know this. I know this is probably one of the most simple tips, but it really, really helps. You do not have to click A at each individual plant. For example, when you go up to a turnip, just hold A and keep walking forward where the other turnips are, and it will harvest every single one until you get to a full stack. Tip number 16 is press B repeatedly to keep watering crops. So when you're watering crops, instead of pressing B, walking forward, pressing B, walking forward, which can be really wonky, all you have to do is go up to crops in a line, press B, and keep pressing it repeatedly. Your character looks a little goofy, but it will continuously push your character forward without having to walk, and it will water your crops so much faster than if you pressed B and walked forward and pressed B and walked forward. Trust me, it's such a time saver. Tip number 17 is leaving the portal open when fighting. If you need to farm certain items from specific enemies, all you have to do is leave the gate open. That little white circle, blue circle, green circle, it can be different colors. Just leave it there, and enemies will continuously spawn out if you do not destroy it. So remember that if you're trying to get certain items from enemies and you need them to keep spawning. Number 18 is using the right stick to target enemies. This one is explained in the game, but I feel like I need to mention it because I forgot that it mentioned it in the game until I was pretty far in, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I can click the right stick in and target enemies, and it makes it so much easier. When you want to target a new enemy, all you have to do is flick the right stick left or right and it will go to a new enemy. So it's super easy to target different things too if you want to, instead of just running around haphazardly just trying to hit anything you can in your path. Number 19 is teleport instead of walking. I know you get levels for walking, but sometimes it just makes more sense to teleport instead of walking everywhere. To teleport, you just click minus, open the map, and you can teleport to any of the blue dots. Click the blue dots to teleport, and you can even teleport to your house by pressing X. This is a great way to save time both in the game and in real life, you all. Tip number 20 is talking to NPCs to restore RP. When you are low on RP, go to an NPC and talk to them. Just keep the dialogue up and stay in there for, I don't know, minute, 2, however long you think you need to restore your RP, and it will restore your RP without using any in-game time whatsoever. This is kind of a cheat, but hey, it works. Tip number 21 is to sleep before 1 a.m. Going to sleep before 1 a.m. will help raise your sleep level faster. I know not everyone's trying it out here to raise their sleep level super fast, but if you want to raise your sleep level a little faster, go to sleep before 1 a.m. So for all you night owls out there, go to bed. Tip number 22 is to buy a punching bag. So the punching bag can be put in your house or really probably anywhere, but I put mine in my room, and the punching bag can help you level your weapon skill without going anywhere. So you can literally put the punching bag in your room, wake up, continuously just hit the punching bag for hours and hours, days and days, and you continue leveling your weapon skill without even leaving your room. How easy is that? And that is it for my tips and tricks video, you all. I went through 22, and I will definitely make another tips and tricks video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked it, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more Rune Factory videos. Definitely put your favorite tip and trick for Rune Factory down below. I would love to see it. It'll probably help me a bunch too. My husband and I do stream on on Twitch if you want to check us out and come chat with us. We would love to have you there. The link is in the description below. This is one half of Already in Gaming signing off. Everyone have an awesome day and God bless.